Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, we returned to the Fallen Arm to take care of some unfinished business, and in doing so, unlocked a new power of the Monado. This time, we're going to be going around the Fallen Arm a little bit more to do a few more important side quests that yield some big rewards. Not only that, but we will be revisiting one region. Not going to say which one yet, but starting things off, I think we ought to talk to Rizaka because, well, no offense, but your house is causing a bit of a racket. Or a racket. I don't mean to imply that Raxit lives here, because I don't know your relationship with him. Oh no, what can I do? This is so embarrassing. I can't just stand here all day. Well, you kind of been standing out here all day for several days before this, at least if our previous visits here have been any indication, so I don't think anyone's gonna really mind if you're just standing out here for one more day. You know, just saying, I don't think it'll make that big of a difference, but yes, we heard you. Then I suppose there's no point in hiding it. It's my house door. It's broken. Just can't seem to open it. Now I can't get back inside. I'm pretty good at fixing things, but I haven't got the parts I need. I know. Could I ask you to help? I just needed to find the parts. How about it? Move out of the way a sec. I'll break it down for you. Ready? 3, 2, 1! Wait! I don't want it broken even worse! You know it's my job to fix things. I can't stand seeing things broken. I just want to get the door working again, so will you get the parts? Ryan was seriously gonna run headfirst into that metal wall right there. We have fixing a broken door. There are multiple quest objectives. The items that we need are dropped by different varieties of mech on here on the Fallen Arm. No sweat will be done before you know it. Ryan might actually be right because I got those right there, and yeah, I do have the other ones. Let's just talk to her again as soon as this window goes away. That was very easy. Great, you got everything I need. Thanks for your help. Now I can finally fix my door and get back into my house. Well, that's that. Well done, Ryan. Your performance was excellent. Easy on the compliments, Melia. You're gonna make me blush. Well, Ryan, does Sharla have competition? Nah, I doubt it. My big sister collected up some scrap for me to repair. The work's really been piling up. Looks like I'd better get cracking. Considering that Ryan's already got competition from Gatto, I really don't think that Sharla needs competition now, too. Well, we got that. We got a physical defense 4 gem. Got a level up on Ryan, no less. And upon being helped out, she will not be here anymore, presumably to go inside, as she's been locked out of her house since before we got here, and we have done a lot since then. Now, before we do anything else, I would like to talk to Veronica right here. My son Orchidtic stopped growing a long time ago, but I still don't have any idea why this is happening to him. We talked to her again. I've been trying to find a way of fixing the problem, but I've had no luck. I wonder if he knows something I don't. Interesting enough to say the least. So, you will need to talk to her in order to do the next quest in this chain, and believe it or not, helping out Rizaka with her broken door is indeed the beginning of a very important quest chain. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. So, she goes away. Not to go back into her house, but to just stand over here by the ether light because it's glowy and pretty. You've been locked out of your house for how long? And you don't even go inside and we unlock the door? You bet that isn't good. I can't just leave my work. Oh, it's you. Here again in my hour of need. I'm sure you'll hear me out again, right? Well, it's been about 5 minutes, so I guess it is still the same hour in which you needed help. So yeah, I remember when you were locked out of your house. It wasn't the same hour of need. Now just fix the door and get back inside. But you didn't go back inside. When I got in, my precious mechanical flower was wilting. I want to water it, but the water around here is no good. You can only give me mechanical flowers pure water. You can sympathize, right? Can you bring some pure water? It's Hereupon's job to help damsels in distress. Hereupon Ricky go on quest for pure water and take his sidekicks. Wow, such a brave Hereupon. I could just kiss you. Sorry, I just have a bit of a weakness for cute things. Ahem. So, can I count on you? We have the wilted flower. We have a mysterious reward for this. And we have to go to the Zack Spring. Seems like all pure water just comes from that place. Shulk chose a very good place to get Fiora water from. Now, Ricky, as you can see there, not only is he hitting on a high Entia, and not only does he seem at least a little bit interested in a Homs and a Mechon, but now also a Machina. Ricky, you are just a playboy. You just go all over the place, don't you? And I don't just mean the worlds of Bionis and Mechonis. Let's go up to the Zack Spring, we'll get our pure water, and let's go back. I do have to say, this side quest is interesting in that even though we know of mechanical animal life in the form of the Machina, as, you know, humanoids are animal life, we now have the mention of mechanical plant life, which You haven't really seen that around the Fallen Arm, though, because it's been mostly organic things that we've just seen living around here, not a whole lot of mechanical. So she needs some dried or electric Upatiers, excuse me, or her flower wilt. She's got to mix it with pure water. You cannot trade for these items to my knowledge, so you need to go to the Ulna Passage and go to the 5th Pulse Zone. Over by the water in said area is where you will find the electric Upas, or rather just the Upas that drop the electric Upatiers. I don't think they're actually called electric Upas, but nonetheless, we have fought them before, we have been down here before, this was on the beaten path and we were going to the hidden Machina village for the first time. We were in the 5th Pulse Zone, we have an item orb, and we are playing this on the Wii, we go down here, and we have the Prado Upas. The Devil Wears Prado? Upas? I'm too short to fight in this water. So, remember when I was saying that Ricky is bad at fighting near water? This should really illustrate just how different it is playing as Ricky when you're near water. Melia and Fiora can fight in here absolutely no problem at all. And they are only knee-deep in the water. Look at how deep in Ricky is. There is like, he is neck-deep in this water. It's no wonder he has trouble fighting these things. While you're down here fighting these, you might find the Affluent Beleth, which is the unique monster based on those Upas that we're supposed to be hunting. I believe it also has a chance of dropping the item that you need, so you might as well kill it and get an easy affinity coin, because it shouldn't be all that strong compared to you now. Melia got a level up in the middle of said fight with that unique monster. No new art, no new skill, none of that, but still, it is good.
This should be easy. I'm not so partial to these.
Offensive Rhine, you rock. I know that thing was 13 levels below us, but still, one-hit kill. Or something. Well, time for the Heropon to take all the credit, even though he got exactly 0 of those tiers because he was too short to fight in the water. Who knew Ricky's height would be his downfall? Come on, my little flower, you can make it. Wow, look at it! It's back to its old self. It's even bigger than before, just like Veronica said. Only at the very end of the quest is it clear why you needed to talk to Veronica in order to do this. Yeah, you would have thought that when talking to Veronica would have dealt with Orchitix, her son that can't grow, but no, it just deals with some random Machina's little flower. Has nothing to do with that. Then again, maybe it's symbolic or something like that for growth. I don't know. But either way, Rizaka is giving us a key that has been laying around her house for about 10 years now. I've forgotten what it's for. Take it, it's yours. With that, we've completed the quest and we get the Makana's Key. Not clear exactly what this is used for, but it actually does have a few uses. If you walk around this rim of pipes, you will see that pathway that I mentioned earlier that we could not go through at all. Well, it's just magically open now after you do that side quest. Should you try to come out of it, it just kind of drops you off right... Well, wow, there's actually grass phasing through it right there. That's kind of bad. It just kind of drops you off over by the Black Wreckage. Not really necessary, not really much of a shortcut considering you just skip travel there anyway, but I guess if you're out here and you don't really want to open the menu to go from the connecting bridge back to the village, it's another route that you can take. Sounds a bit underwhelming, right? Well, maybe it'll be used for something down the line. I have no idea, clearly. I want to switch it over to nighttime, and after doing all that, the Homs named Carlos by the village entrance will have a side quest for us. I've wanted to get to know these Homs a little better, so let's see here. The other day I met another Homs just outside the village. Looks like we weren't the only ones who survived. His name is Theo, and he was a member of the recon squad. I'd never met him, but I'd heard all sorts of good things about him. Thank you for introducing yourself by just being like, hey, I met some other dude the other day. He's got a side quest for us. Talk to him again. Come on, where is that thing? I've been looking for so long, I'm almost ready to give up. If you don't mind me asking, what's wrong? Hey, I know that voice! Fiora? Yes, it is you! Is that you, Carlos? We all thought you died at the Battle of Sword Valley. Oh, thank the stars, you're really alive. Took you a second to recognize her, considering you just started off by talking about Theo. I fell down from the sword and the villagers helped me back here. Wow, that's amazing, I can't believe it! The colony residents are gonna be overjoyed when they hear. Oh man, this brings it all back. I haven't seen you since I enlisted in the defense force. And you look so different, wow. Well, a few things have changed for me since then. But back to you, is something wrong? That's a really heartwarming conversation. You wouldn't see that if you didn't have Fiora as the party leader. That's really nice to see. So, yeah, he is so happy he almost forgot. I lost something very important to me. It's the sword on which I swore an oath to my best friend. We enlisted in the defense force at the same time. What happened to it? I think I must have lost it when I fell off the sword. I haven't seen it since that day. Would you mind if I helped you? I mean, it would mean a lot if you would let me do this for you. I kind of feel it's fate that we met here today. I know I can find it. Ha! Just like when you were a kid. Rash enough to just accept any challenge no matter how difficult. I can see why Vanguard wanted you for the defense force. Rash, come on, don't be so mean. I'm sorry, Fiora. I'm just glad you haven't lost that sweet old Fiora charm. Okay then, so you'll look for it? Apparently so, we have the Oath Sword. We get Jack daggers for this. We'll just take it, we'll have it back to him in no time, and we need to find it around the wrist of the Fallen Arm, who we're looking elsewhere in the meantime. That okay with you? Indeed it is. So, over by the wrist of the arm, closest area to the wrist that we can go to is on the passage, and this one is a little bit complicated how exactly you get there. So, we want to head down to the end of this pathway rather than going inside of the wrist, and right over here you see a red LED, and what do we do with red LEDs? We turn them positive by making them green. Using the Mechanis key, you will be able to open this way. That is actually kind of cool to see a machine that's been inactive clearly for some time just working like that again. So you climb up this way, and Melia can just teleport in and shove us aside. Great. Sounds like she is getting overly competitive, but okay, no, I shouldn't say that. I like Melia a lot, and I don't mean to do that, or look up her skirt for that matter. It's just kind of an unintentional byproduct of how I was using the camera. Okay. Well, once you climb up here, it does take you to a bit of a different place that you can't get to otherwise. There is an item orb down there. I believe you can just slide down over there to get it, but what we want instead, and once you've used the Mechanis key, by following the pathway that you go to, you will end up back where Ryan and Sharla came down in the Fallen Arm. You cannot come back here otherwise, and inside said place, right over by where Ryan fell, he happened to not notice the Oath Sword. Not only that, but I guess we can get some more Aether Crystals while we're here. Well, hello there, Carlos. Yes, we have that smile. We have the sword that you wanted. Is this the sword that you were looking for, Carlos? That's it, you found it! This is the sword on which I swore an oath to my friend. Where did you find it? It was embedded in the Power Pipe ruins. It's tougher than it looks. No, it's a crummy sword, alright. It was a massive stroke of luck that it didn't shatter on impact. I told you so, I knew I could find it for you. Haha, you were right. What would I have done without you to sort me out? Even if it seemed a bit rash on your part, I'm glad you helped me. But now I can uphold the oath that I made. I promise to protect Natalia for as long as I draw breath. Natalia, huh? Well, she actually did indeed survive the Battle of Sword Valley as well. She is here in the village. It is very important to him. We're all glad it worked out for him. Well, I guess it ain't much, but I want you to have my daggers. They're well made, have sturdy grips, and will serve you well. I have my Oath Sword now, so I won't be needing them anymore. It's the least I can do to say thank you for finding it. Thank you, Fiora. Don't mention it, Carlos. It was my pleasure. We get our Jack daggers for that. However, Fiora's Rashness skill branch has been unlocked. This is why you want to do this. I believe you only need 2 stars with Mechanis in order to get this. Really not that hard. Probably the easiest 4th skill tree to get, honestly. So how about we go take a look at that? In an earlier video, I stated that I didn't want to get Fiora's 4th skill branch right away because she'd barely even started working on her first one. Well, she's only just completing her first one right now. So why did I get it? Well, back then we were over-leveled. Right now we could stand to do a few side quests. And on top of that, because she's a Protean, having all kinds of different options for the stats you want to boost on her is a good thing to have. She gets 2% counter attack rate from this, and her skill, she gets our Vision mode, boosts next star's damage and warned above by a vision, 25%. Really nice if you want to kill the enemy rather than have to get around their attack somehow. Ultimate counter turns all counter attacks into critical hits. When I said that she was a damage per second character, yeah, not only that, but that should boost your chain attack gauge up like crazy. Vital Force, dealing damage will occasionally max the talent gauge. Yeah, talent boost 100%. That's crazy. Critical combo turns all double attacks into critical hits, and I've shown you how crazy double attacks can be on her and how good speed shift is. And then Explosion of Energy increases tension by 1 level when using talent arts. As you could guess, well, do I want to? Fills party gauge to 2 allies that are incapacitated. That's good, but no. I want rashness. I want to be rash. I want to have a rash. No, I do not want to have a rash. I meant I want to have rashness. I'm just gonna stop right there. So, let's switch things to nighttime, and over by the ether light, we want to talk to Zekit, who seems to be doing maintenance on it. I don't know what to do. The scheduled inspection is just around the corner, but I have a bad feeling about something is gonna go wrong. Please tell me more. She shows as much concern for others as she does herself. Is this her strength? Melly is staring at me. Did I say something odd? You'll listen? Oh, thank you. Here's the thing. I'm in charge of inspecting the ether exhaust system, but I am almost certain something will go wrong this time. I have a sense for these things. I'm sure something terrible is going to go wrong this year. It comes around once every 10 years. So I suppose I can skip it just this once, but it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right? Sounds intriguing. Maybe we should go and take a look for ourselves. I feel sure something will go wrong if I go on my own. But if you all go together, you can probably handle anything, right? Well, we've handled some giant mechon in the past, specifically around the Sword Valley area. I'd say we're pretty qualified to take care of the problem. We have scheduled inspection. We can get a breakup 4 gem for this, or just a break 4 gem. There's no up involved. We'll accept this side quest, and this is actually the last one that I want to take care of in the Fallen Arm for the time being. So, where we need to go is a little bit complicated. The ether exhaust system is here on this island. When we were getting the piezoelectric unit for Fiora, we went here. So I'm just gonna go and skip travel over to the Black Wreckage and meet you guys over that way. Over by the ether exhaust system, you will see that this door will just simply give way now, and inside, Evil Bathin. If a unique monster has the adjective of evil in their name, I'd be pretty freaking worried, just saying. So, there are 2 regular enemies over near him. I think I just want to take them out first. We're going to go for a Monado Buster to start things off. I think this should be good. Dunban's drawn the aggro. Very nice. His offensive seeker unit doesn't have a whole lot more to him. I really need you guys to get over here so that we can deal with him, though. Now, I'm much higher level than this thing, so this battle shouldn't really be that big of a problem for me, but it comes with a really big warning that you'll want to be wary of. If you defeat the other enemies that are alongside this one, then other ones will just simply spawn in its place. If you're high enough level, they won't attack you unless provoked, so that's nice at the very least, but if you try doing this on your first visit, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. As you saw when the battle was getting started, there is indeed an ether crystal deposit in here, so this is worth your time if only to discover that. Well, if your opponent can steal credit for things, so can Fiora, because Shulk, Dunban, and Ricky did all that. Hey, you know, Ricky actually made up for it. So, there were mechon in there. I feel like if I go alone as scheduled. Thank you so much. I might have never made it out of there if I had not sent you ahead. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. Ricky's friends did it! 5 cheers for the Heropon and his trusty sidekicks! Even though he didn't say the, I just keep doing that. I keep inserting those when using Nopon dialects, so I wish it were scheduled to take place every 100 years. Then I would only have to panic about once every century. We get our break gem for that, and we are not done yet. There is one little tiny thing in the Fallen Arm that I would like to take care of. Not a side quest, but just a little something. We have gotten a lot done here in the Fallen Arm, and if I'm gonna go look at the affinity chart, which I am, I would like to show that... Oh, we have 5-star affinity with Upper Bionis. I wasn't counting on that, but more importantly, what I wanted to show is we have 4-star affinity with the Hidden Village, or Mechonis as I just call it, because it really encompasses a lot of places. And once you've built up a lot of affinity, specifically 3 stars, there is something special around here for you that we can grab really quick. Over on the island by Junks, there is Raxid who has a side quest for us, but rather than do that, I think I just want to trade with him. Oh, you want to trade? Indeed we do. He has an Angel Engine Y classified by the other area. I think you know what this means. We have 9 tweets we can give him for one of those. See you. We get Angelic Imitation for an achievement, and indeed, as you would guess, like all the other times I've done something like this, it slots into the other tab on the Collectopedia. Put that into place, and we only have 3 more left to go. Where will we find them? Well, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with affinity building. With that done, I would say that we have done a lot around the Fallen Arm, and I didn't even mean for that to be a pun. That just sort of came out. You know, sometimes the best, worst puns do just kind of come out that way. Each one is a child and should be treated as such. Anyway, let's just get on with the video. If you haven't noticed by now, Frontier Village is indeed the other region that I hinted we'd be going to this time around. That is because there is a chain of side quests that I want to take care of. 2, in fact, both of which give very important rewards. Now, in order to complete this first one, there's a bit of an awkwardness. You need 4 stars with Central Bionis in order to complete this. If I open the affinity chart, you can see we only have 3. I better hope we get that 4th star in the near future, or this is gonna make things very difficult for me. So, I want to talk to Rasha right here. If you remember that she is related to Cherry, who we helped out earlier, she became the boss of the Pollen Works. Teddy was singing a lovely song. I wonder where he learned it. I want to try singing too. We got some affinity for that. Let's check on that. So we got the affinity link, and... no 4 stars before talking to her, and then that one little tiny star that we got just from knowing her and Taddy. Okay, well, things aren't awkward for me anymore. Let's just talk to Rasha and get things going. I'm gonna bet this has to do with Cherry. Remember we helped her out like a little bit ago? She mentions there's some Machna Ilukas that, you know, kind of come to this area. My Nisipan is scared of bugs. Could I ask you to do some pest control? How worrying. I would do it myself, but I'd get through a thrashing of my life. I can't hold a weapon properly because of an old injury. Not at all because you're a little ball of fluff. Oh, Ricky does a pretty good job, to be fair. Everyone has an allergy really bad this year. My head is all bunged up. Or bunged up? Bunged up, I think. So, Dunman is mentioning that she looks in good shape. Have you been working out? Aw, that's very kind of you to notice. Thank you. But I cannot use my arm properly, not even for everyday work. So, can you get rid of that the Magna Lucas for me? We have disinsectization. Believe it or not, that is actually a word. Yet, shouldn't a word have less syllables than its definition? Because that means removal of insects. They are the same number of syllables. It takes just as much work to say what it means as it does to actually say the normal word. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like words were invented to, you know, kind of save time on explaining a meaning, because once you know it once, you can always know it, but nah, that word is just special, I guess. So I'm going to the Glowmoss Trihenge, and up north is the Yellow Flower Grove, where we intend on going. That took very little effort. Hello there, Cherry. Are you happy now? Friends bashed Magna Luca? Why did friends do that? I know, Rasha told you to. Tell Rasha to mind her own business. Well, if you remember when Rasha tried helping out Cherry before, she was less than thrilled and didn't really seem to want to accept it, so... Yet again, Rasha's getting news she doesn't want to hear. We took care of everything that you said to do. Good, it was our pleasure. I am sure they can see the extent of your compassion. Having myself been saved by you, I am certain of this. Once again, Melia mentions that. Thank you, Melia. Cherry said I should mind my own business. She needs to learn some manners and grow up. Well, at least she's not deterred by it, and she's still wanting to be a good anti-pawn to her Nisi-pawn. We got all those missed items, and after completing that, Rasha will have another quest for you. I'm willing to bet this is going to involve winning Cherry over in some way, shape, or form, so we'll hear you out. Of course, if you think I can help. Once I used to travel the world as a Napon merchant. My sister pawn and I ran our own little outfit. It was so enjoyable. Then one night we were attacked as we set up camp by Aerith Sea. I was badly injured, and my sister pawn lost her life. How awful, I'm so sorry to hear that. My sister pawn was Cherry's mama pawn. Since then, I have been taking care of Cherry, but she blames me for her mama pawn's death. Time is supposed to be a great healer, but maybe Cherry doesn't want to accept what happened that day, even though she knows it was just an accident. I know better than anyone it's hard to accept these things. Perhaps you're right, but still, I wish it had been me who died that day, and not my sister pawn. You can't think like that, Rasha, but maybe... Yes, here's an idea. Tell me, do you know what kind of monster attacked you? It was near the ether crystal deposit at Aerith Sea. It's probably still there even now. Maybe we could get rid of it. I know that won't change anything between you and Cherry, but you and Cherry need to find some way of getting over this. Her stubbornness has to stop sometime. If you could beat that monster, it'd be a great help. We have Avenge a Mama Pawn's Death. We need to defeat the Pillager Hode at the Ether Crystal Deposit at Aerith Sea. And I know what you're thinking. They're just saying it's at the Ether Crystal Deposit. Aren't there like 15 of those at Aerith Sea? Which one is it going to be? Well, some famous Hyantia explorer was feeling very lazy the day he discovered a given area and gave it the very generic name of Ether Crystal Deposit. Because, yeah, there is indeed a landmark that is named that. You can't skip travel there, so we gotta go from Hovering Reef 4 to 5 to 6, then there. We're at the Aether Crystal Deposit. Upon getting here, though, I have to say, I really have to make note of the titular Aether Crystal Deposit. I can't tell you, I didn't even notice this until I came here, though, but after being on Mechonis for so long, I miss big, shiny, sparkly Aether Crystal Deposits rather than those little mechanical ones. Even when they're not, you know, all shiny and sparkly because I depleted the entire supply, I still really like how they look, and I wish Mechonis did the same thing. I know that it probably wouldn't fit in with such mechanical-looking locations, but still. Let's just hop down here. Melia got hurt, so did Dunban. You guys are not as good at cliff jumping as Sharla. And once we go over this way, see a Pillager Hode. It is not a unique monster of any kind for some reason. It is just an ordinary level 35 monster, but for those Nopon, it was very tough. Let's take him out. Dunban, if you can do a Steel Strike, that'd be really nice, because then I could... I was hoping to get a headshot at... Come on, Dunban. Come on, Dunban. Come on. Yes! Okay. I'm gonna go for the headshot. Here we go. Instant death. Got the cloth shred from defeating it. I don't know if that means that we took off its loincloth or something like that. I'm just going to pretend I saw nothing. Let's go back and tell them the good news. Hi there, Rasha. Let's see if this can smooth things over. We got rid of it. What saved me back then was my Sister Pawn's sacrifice. She drew away the monster's attention. That allowed me to escape despite my injuries. But Cherry still feels I abandoned my Sister Pawn that day. Can I make one final request? It is about a piece of cloth that belonged to my Sister Pawn. Can you give it to Cherry for me? Let's see how this goes over. This is for you. Piece of old cloth? What would I want with this? You don't recognize it? This pattern, I have seen it somewhere before. It from my beloved Mama Pawn's clothing. Where did friends get this? We avenged your mother's death. So my Auntie Pawn Rasha still regrets what happened? Actually, I already knew that. I know it was not Auntie Pawn's fault. It was fault of Monster. I will never forget, beloved Mama Pawn. I will carry this piece of cloth with me always. Never forget. I will never forget those that were dear to me either. Thank you. From now on, I want to patch things up with my Auntie Pawn. We delivered it to her. I see. How was she? She said she doesn't blame you. She knows it was the monster. From now on, she wants to patch things up with you. Me and Cherry? Patch things up? I do hope I can be like a good Mama Pawn to her. You're all she's got, and she's all you've got, right? That's right. I have always wallowed in self-pity about my Sister Pawn's death. Now I want to put that energy into connecting with Cherry. If you continue to believe in each other, then it'll turn out fine. I've always believed things would turn out okay. Maybe I was even relying on that idea a bit too much. Thank you so much, my friends. I'll do my best. We get shell leggings for avenging the Mama Pawn's death, and that's not all we get. Sharla's Reliance skill branch has been unlocked, so we have unlocked 2 4th skill branches in one video. I would like to go take a look and see exactly what this does for her, because Sharla desperately needs some more skills. She is by far the weakest party member as far as I'm concerned, but it is when she gets Reliance that she gets really, really interesting as a support character. If you look at Reliance, it only gives you Ether Defense up 5. Not exactly what you would want out of a skill tree. So I bet you're wondering what is so special about this. Well, it is the skills. They have incredibly cool names and effects. I'll get to reading them and stop stammering on. Memory of Gatto improves block rate by 10%. Vendetta increases chance of a counterattack by 15%. Decisive Follow-Up grants Ether buff when an ally defeats an enemy. Really good for a character that has such low attack power, especially if you stick her in a primarily Ether party. Revenge, strength up and defense up when an ally is incapacitated. Goes up by 50% for 30 seconds. Excellent for a healer. If you're counting on her to revive other party members, definitely a skill for you. And the piece de resistance. Ether Explosion. Greatly increases Ether by 75 points. And, I'm gonna show Melia's skill links with her. If you can get up to Blue Affinity, Melia's got a slot so that she can use it too. This is why Sharla and Melia tend to work very well together, and I've stated that Melia is my favorite character, and I believe that she is the most powerful party member of all. I say our priority one is getting Sharla working on Reliance right away and just say screw whatever this was gonna be. Middleweight expert, medium equip plus 10%, yeah, no, sorry. I'm just gonna go for that right off the bat, even though I was right on the cusp of getting that. So, with that chain done, that is 2 chains of side quests that got us 2 new skill trees for 2 different characters. Not only that, but we got the Mechonis key, and we got up to 4-star affinity with Central Bionis. Who knew I was that close? But we are not done yet. There is a heart-to-heart up at Apex Lake that we can now view. Our heart-to-heart for the day involves True Natures. You thought I was going to spoil which characters it was for? Well, you'll find out in 3, 2, there you go. It is Dunban and Melia. This flower is much like the one that used to grow by Aerith Sea. Used to? You mean it doesn't anymore? Alas, the breed was wiped out. None like this grow there anymore. But its seeds have dispersed all the way down here and taken root. Isn't nature beautiful? I can see you love flowers, Melia. I do adore them. I like nothing more than finding new species on our travels. How about you, Dunban? Do you like flowers? I'll be honest, not really. I don't get the impression that you dislike them at all that strongly. Haha, maybe it's just that you like them so strongly? You can't imagine that someone might not like flowers at all. That's not what I meant, it's just... if you hated flowers, you wouldn't tread so carefully around them. I am beaten by your powers of observation. I can always see a person's true nature from how they act in public. I've studied you all ever since we met. As all wise rulers do. A ruler must know his people. My father and brother taught me much about imperial duties. I never thought I would actually need those lessons, but I will certainly need them now. However, their lessons reached far beyond the particulars of ruling. I learned how to handle myself and communicate well with people. Maybe you need a few more of those lessons. Are you saying that I lack people skills? You only seem yourself around Ricky and Shulk, if I might say. I wish you'd open up to the rest of us a bit more. We've all been through so much together on the battlefield. Deep down, I know that you are right. Thank you, Dunban, for your frank comments. I will do my best to open up more. Didn't mean for her to treat it quite so formally, but oh well. Dunban got the frankness skill tree? Okay, no, not really. That is a nice heart-to-heart. That does tell us that Dunban doesn't like flowers, even though Melia does, so it is a helpful heart-to-heart for that reason. While we're up at Apex Lake during the daytime, I have a bit of a side note. I found that right in the lake, there is a generic collection quest that I seemingly have never accepted. Yet, I feel like I have done this one somehow. I don't know if maybe I showed it in a video already and maybe got something mixed up when I had to go back and record something. I don't really know, so apologies if I've shown the side quest already. If somebody can conclusively prove if I have already, that would be very much appreciated, but I'm just going to show it to be on the safe side, like I said. I'm just going to do the trade that you see in the quest bar to knock this one out really quick. We just need to get some venomous lizards. Pretty easy. However, with all of that taken care of, I can tell that you really want to see what that line, then tell me about Shulk says, so, I'll leave you to it. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, we're going to be going around Frontier Village a little bit more. We're going to be doing one more chain of side quests before we head out, a very important one with a very big reward, as you would guess, now that we have a lot of affinity with the area. See you guys then.